Does the Oxford High School hold blame in Ethan Crumbley's school shooting? Let's dig in. Let's explore that question based on what we know now. I'll share with you all my thoughts at the end, and I would love to hear yours in the comment section below. So before we dive in, guys, welcome to Crime News Weekly. My name is Juju. If you love or like what you hear, make sure to subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, hit that notification bell so you can stay up to date with the latest uploads here on our channel, Crime News Weekly. All right, to answer that question, does the Oxford High School hold blame in Ethan Crumbley's school shooting? Let's break this down into three parts. The first, what transpired in the school? What did the school do? And third, what should have been done differently? So let's start off with what transpired. To do a quick recap, on November 29th, a teacher caught Ethan searching for ammunition during her class. She reported to the school officials right away. As a result of that, the parents were contacted via phone. However, no one picked up, so they did leave a voicemail. Now, the parents never returned that call, so what the school did, they followed up with an email to the parents, and yet still no response. Now, it was later found out that the parents actually did get the school's communication. In fact, Jennifer Crumbley, on that same day where the school had reached out to them, leaving a voicemail, leaving an email, Jennifer actually had text messages between her and her son joking about the incident, saying, LOL, I'm not mad at you. You got to learn not to get caught. So in this instance, the school did what they needed to do, right? They reached out to the parents. They tried a couple times to get a hold of them, but that was unsuccessful. Now, could they have done more? It begs, that question begs to be answered, right? They tried to reach the parents. I don't know if there was anything else that could have been done, but this is what the school did on November 29th. Now, on November 30th, that tragic day of the school shooting, in the morning, one of Ethan Crumbley's teachers saw a note that was extremely alarming. On that note, Ethan had drew a semi-automatic handgun, a gun pointing to the words, "The thoughts won't stop. Help me." And in another section of that note, there was a drawing of a bullet, which also pointed to the words, or was next to the words, with, quote, blood everywhere. Now, between those two drawings, there was a person who appeared to be shot and bleeding with a laughing emoji right next to it. There also was some words, which was right below it, stating, "My life is useless. The world is dead." Now, as a result of seeing this, now mind you, this is the very next day from when a separate teacher found Ethan doing an ammunition search during her class, right? So as a result of this new teacher finding this drawing that Ethan made, school officials were immediately alerted, and they reached out to Ethan Crumbley's parents, James and Jennifer Crumbley. They had to immediately go to that school. This was not hey, could you make it? No, you guys need to come right now. So they did. And as a result of that, well, we know what resulted in that summons of the parents. They basically did not do anything. They left Ethan at the school, even though the school wanted them to take Ethan home. They actually strongly advised or recommended that Ethan was to go to counseling, get him some counseling within 48 hours. However, again, the parents did not do anything. In fact, they left Ethan at the school. We all know what took place a couple or a few hours after that. So at this point, we know what transpired at the school with Ethan, as well as with the parents, and what the school attempted to do and what they did do. All right, so knowing all of this now brings us to our third point to explore, which is what should have been done differently. Now, I'm sure a lot of people have their different take on this, what should have been done, what could have been done. So let me share mine. From my perspective, there should have been zero tolerance. From the very start, when the first teacher found Ethan looking up ammunition on his phone during class, you're talking about bullets? I mean, right there, it should have been like an immediate like suspension, heck, expulsion. Listen, expulsion, people probably feel like that's too harsh, but it should have been some suspension from the start, right? 5 days, 10 days, something very, something that would send the message, right? That this is just not tolerated at all on any level. I mean, listen, I don't know if that's too harsh. I don't think it is, just given the history of school shootings in this country. To me, I would have assumed that all schools nationwide would have a zero tolerance when it comes to any types of threats, any type of inappropriate behaviors that shows, is indicative of any type of like harm to others or to self, right? I just feel like this school could have done more in that sense. Now, another way that they could have done more was with the parents. I mean, obviously, listen, you are dealing with parents who just don't care at all. That's my honest opinion. They did not care. They thought this was a joke. They thought, whatever. Heck, the mom was even laughing at the incident when Ethan was looking up the ammunition, right? So you're dealing with parents, and there's a lot, sadly, very sadly, there are a lot of parents who have this lax attitude when it comes to raising their kids, right? In this instance, what the school should have done, still having that zero tolerance rule, they should have just called the police. If the parents were refusing to pick up Ethan or take home Ethan in this matter, specifically the day of the shooting, when they met with the school officials, if they were refusing to take Ethan home, they should have called the police. They should have told the parents, listen, if you're not going to take home Ethan, we're going to hold him here and we're going to have to call the police. Therefore, they're applying extreme pressure to the parents to act. If they're refusing to act to help remedy this situation by taking Ethan home, getting him into therapy, then call the local authorities, call law enforcement. Because again, this is very disturbing behavior. This is something that should have never been taken lightly, coming from any student in any school. Now, one thing I strongly believe that should have took place way in advance. And let me just say, some of you guys may or may not agree with me. I strongly believe that a metal detector should have been installed in this school as well as all schools across this country. Why? Because of the history of school shootings. I'm talking about K through 12. I'm talking about all colleges. Why not? Why not? Because if gun laws are not going to change, right? So as a result of metal detectors being installed, this could have been prevented. This could have been an excellent way to prevent a gun from coming within a school, in addition to having a school resource officer or a police officer. So I want to add that. So this is my take on it. I would love to hear yours in the comment section below. Again, if you love or like what you hear, make sure to subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and hit that notification bell so you could keep up to date on Crime News Weekly.